New developments, Shasta County is now a charter county. We show you what changes and what it means if you live there.
Plus,
we definitely go through ups and downs of political tension and disagreements, and obviously we're at a pretty heightened time right now.
a Chico State professor shares some historical context to help us understand the broader impact of Charlie Kirk's assassination.
And new tonight, support for job training programs to help former inmates and the homeless rejoin the workforce.
Covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now. Coverage you can count on.
Tomorrow night, the Oroville City Council will decide whether to issue a permit for a new drug treatment facility on Oroville Boulevard.
Action News Now reporter Bea Barbosa joins us live from Oroville, where that would be located. Bea, this proposal is an appeal from a previous denial of the permit.
Yes, Haley, the reason this decision is coming before the City Council is because it had previously been denied and then appealed by the treatment center. Aegis Treatment Center was looking to open a narcotics rehabilitation treatment center at this building just behind me here. And it's just across this pretty busy road, Oroville Boulevard. And they were looking to open it what was previously a clothing store just across the road from a shopping center. So it's not a residential area, primarily retailers surrounding this area, and that was initially denied by the Oroville Planning Commission back in July. The denial for that had come in July, like I said, and they were trying to determine how this might impact the surrounding businesses and community at large when deciding to whether to grant the permit. Council members I spoke with say they are not opposed to a drug treatment center here in Oroville, but they are concerned about where that center would go.
It's a treatment center, and so people are coming there that are in a challenged position in their life. And so I think having other medical types of facilities readily available and close by in proximity, perhaps a larger parking lot where if there was service that needed to be rendered, it would just facilitate that in a better way.
And while Councilmember Eric Smith says he would like to see the narcotic treatment center closer to other medical facilities, he did say he is always open to changing his opinion after hearing from people in the community. Now, the City Council meeting tomorrow may not be the end of whether or not Oroville will get this narcotics rehabilitation treatment center. If the City Council decides to approve it, it will be placed just across the street, like I mentioned. But if they deny it, then Aegis Treatment Center can decide to go back to the Planning Commission and propose a different location, restarting the process entirely from the beginning. Reporting live in Oroville, Bea Barbosa, Action News Now.
All right, thank you, Bea. Now, this item at tomorrow's City Council meeting will be open for public comment before a final decision is made. Now a look from Alert California's Cohasset Hill, looking live at your Monday night in Butte County.
Again, blue skies above, warmer temperatures today, and Sade's tracking it for us.
Yes, we're a lot warmer for today. We're seeing temperatures currently in those mid-90s. So currently Redding is at 94 degrees. Chico is at 91 degrees. I'm sorry. We have Paradise at 85 degrees and Mount Shasta at 76. So some relief in the mountain areas, those higher terrain areas, but the valley for the most part is looking relatively warm for today. This is a look at our wind speeds right now. Slight breeze in the Red Bluff area, 8 miles per hour. Chester's looking pretty good, and Alturas is having a slight breeze at 7 miles per hour. This is a look at our futurecast. This shows 6:16 p.m. As you can see, not a cloud in the sky. We are looking pretty clear and mild as we go throughout our evening. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Sade.
New details in the effort to reduce the flood risk in the 5 Mile Basin in Chico's Bidwell Park. Action News Now reporter Margot Rowe shows us the emergency work that just got going ahead of the winter season.
Monday marked day one of Butte County's Emergency 5 Mile Safe Project.
That infrastructure's worked great over the last 60 years, but in recent years we've seen a lot of sediment build up, a lot of trees and other vegetation establish itself, which has affected the basin's ability to manage stormwater.
Butte County Public Works Director Joshua Pack says this work will help reduce the flood risk to the area this winter. Pack says that there is a deadline to finish the construction by October 15th, but he believes this could all wrap up much sooner.
We've shared October 15th in case we run into any complications or anything like that. But the reality is we'll probably be, I would say we should be out of there by early October, but certainly before October 15th.
PAC says over the span of this week, crews will be working on removing vegetation and will be doing sediment removal and redistribution of it. Reporting in Chico, I'm Margot Rowe for Action News Now.
PAC says there's a biologist on site to ensure the environmental impact is minimal. No trails are closed during this process.
New tonight, Shasta County says it's now officially designated as California's 15th charter county. Voters chose to establish the county as a charter county during last November's election. And we told you just last week when the county said it still needed to file additional paperwork with the California Secretary of State's office to make it official. Well, that's happened. It's now official. Shasta County says it can now tailor its government to better meet the needs of the community.
A familiar face has been named temporary manager for the town of Paradise. Mike O'Brien is taking the reins effective today. O'Brien currently sits on the Chico City Council and also serves as commander of the Butte Interagency Narcotics Task Force. He was also the police chief for the city of Chico previously. O'Brien will serve as interim town manager while the Paradise Council searches for somebody to permanently fill the role, left vacant when town leaders and former manager Jim Goodwin decided to part ways. The Jesus Center in Chico received a $1.6 million contract to expand vocational training. It's a partnership with the Butte County Office of Education and Caltrans's Back to Work program. Over 3 years, that money will go to help homeless people or former inmates get the training they need to get transitional jobs and pathways to long-term success. Those who take part will do highway maintenance work with Caltrans crews and get job skills training, placement assistance, and case management services through BCOE.
Investigators are releasing new details in the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The suspect, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson of Utah, is due in court tomorrow. Authorities say Robinson is not cooperating with investigators and remains on special watch during a mental health evaluation. Investigators have confirmed that an incriminating note and text were left behind by Robinson, and DNA, they say, has been found on items that were with the weapon tying Robinson to the crime. And of course, this is not the first time that we've seen or heard of or dealt with political violence in our country.
Today I spoke with a professor at Chico State, Charles Turner, from the history department about the broad historical context of what happened.
It seems like I'm seeing so much on social media of people saying that this was a good thing or that the person who was targeted was actually to blame. Is this new or are we just seeing it more because of social media?
I think we're probably seeing it more because of social media, but yeah, unfortunately, it's not new. Any acts of political violence. I mean, that seems like an area where we should all be able to look at it and say, well, no, that was a wrong thing, and it was a tragedy anytime someone is killed. But you're right. Yeah, there are some folks who have not been able to kind of get beyond that political mindset and say, well, I disagreed with this person, so I'm not that upset that they're gone. And that has probably been the case, with every political assassination, and that there have been folks who have focused on the fact that they're glad a person who they disagreed with is gone, but hopefully that's not ever the majority view.
You can find the full interview with Professor Turner as part of this story on our Action News Now homepage.
People gathered in Chico last night to remember the life of Charlie Kirk. This was about 1,000 people joining together for a candlelight vigil at Bidwell Park. And there were speakers and prayers and silence that lasted 31 seconds. Kirk died at the age of 31 after he was assassinated last week at an event at Utah Valley University. We talked to vigil participants about what Kirk meant to them.
As a community, as a country, as a nation, we need to come together. He was a wonderful man and an amazing human. He stood for value, for family. His faith was amazing.
Chico police were on site to provide security.
The Shasta County Sheriff's Office increased its presence at Pacheco School in Reading. We told you last week when the district placed a teacher on administrative leave for social media posts about Charlie Kirk's assassination. The Sheriff's Office says, quote, out of an abundance of caution and to assure the Pacheco School community remains a positive and secure place for all students, the Sheriff's Office has agreed to assist school administration over the coming days.
Happening tonight, Shasta College is holding an open house to celebrate its expanded partnership with the Hill Country Community Clinic in support of the school's dental hygiene program. As Action News Now reporter Jesse Angelo shows us, now the program can help both students and the community.
Hill Country Community Clinic and Shasta College have been in partnership since 2020, and now they're expanding that partnership in support of the school's dental hygiene program. School superintendent says the program gives students real-world dental care experience while also offering low-cost preventative dental care for patients. Hill Country says this also gives them a Reading location, preventing their patients from having to drive from Reading all the way to Round Mountain. They're meeting tonight to show off their facilities and to show off the new program available to students at the college. In Reading, Jesse Angelo, Action News Now.
We'll bring you a look at the facilities and what's being showcased at the open house tonight on Action News Now at 11. Ready to watch the salmon swim up the fish ladder? The Feather River Hatchery is opening for visitors.
Plus, this week on Straight from the Source, Oroville City Council's Chuck Reynolds explains his approach to government.